We move now to questions for oral answer. Question number 1, in the name of Andrew Little.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Prime Minister. What are the priorities for the government in assisting communities affected by yesterday's earthquake?
Mr Speaker.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, the government has a number of priorities to help those communities over the short and medium and long term. First, we're ensuring people in the worst affected areas, including in and around Kaikoura, receive the immediate support and emergency supplies they need, and evacuating people that need to get out. Second, we're working to restore vital transport and communication links. We expect to restore local road access between Kaikoura and Christchurch in a matter of days, but the huge scale of other damage means it will take some time to restore all rail and road routes. And finally, we've ensured the government provides the financial support needed for a successful recovery and rebuild. The overall cost is unclear at this stage, but Treasury's early assessment is that our strong economic and fiscal position leaves us in a resilient position to provide that support.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Andrew Little.
Will he ensure that Civil Defence, which has done an outstanding job so far, has all the resources it needs to help affected communities in their recovery?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, yes, and I think one of the things to reflect on is that as time goes on, physical exhaustion is always an issue for those on the ground, as well as the fact that we shouldn't underestimate the impact on people's mental state, really, because of the ongoing aftershocks and the impact that has on them and their families. So I think, as we both witnessed yesterday, it's a small community, it's doing extremely well, but it will need more support, I think, physically on the ground.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Andrew Little.
How far developed are the government's plans for a possible business continuity assistance package for tourist-dependent Kaikoura?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, the Minister for Business and Innovation has asked his ministry to put together a plan and to give that to me as Prime Minister and the Minister of Finance to review. I'm not entirely sure how long it will take to have that, but obviously we'd hope to get some information pretty quickly. At some point I'd like to get back to Kaikoura if I can and speak to the business community there. It won't solely be Kaikoura that'll be affected. I think there's certainly likely to be other businesses up and down that coast which will have some impact as well. So we just need to give some consideration to what would be appropriate, taking into consideration the sort of precedent I guess we set in Christchurch, and also what would be realistic for future sort of natural disasters. So we'll work our way through that, but we should have some information relatively quickly.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Andrew Little.
Does he anticipate a dedicated recovery agency will be needed after the earthquake?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
I haven't had any discussions with senior ministers about that. I think that's less likely. I think the component parts of this earthquake are reasonably easy to identify. They're clearly around the transport issues, communications and the likes. There'll be some issues around economic and business issues. But unlike Christchurch, where you were dealing with the red zone, I think, and the issues around that. Secondly, you're in the CBD for the second largest city. Some very complicated issues around insurance and just the sheer scale of it. I think it's less likely that we would require that.
Question